Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zack, and for the last 7 days, I've been driving the 2025 Honda Prologue Elite. Below me are two electric motors powering this all-electric vehicle. This is Honda's only EV offering here in the United States. I know they sell other ones globally like the Honda E, but this is what we get, and it is a heavily reskinned platform partner with the Chevy Blazer EV as well as the Acura ZDX. There are some interesting changes for 2025, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. But let's get back to that electric drivetrain. Well, that's what's actually updated for 2025. It's all under the skin. For the 2025 model year, they've actually given it more power and more range. With all-wheel drive, it now makes 300 horsepower, where it used to make 288. And if you get the front-wheel drive, it now makes 220, where it used to make 212. So the front-wheel drive got 8 more horsepower, the all-wheel drive got 12 more horsepower. Similarly, with range, this gets 283 miles of range, where it used to get 273 miles of range. So they've added 10 miles of range for the all-wheel drive, and the front-wheel drive is now at 308 miles. The big benefit of all of it is that Honda actually didn't raise prices for 2025. Now, we'll see if that holds, but as of the making of this video, Honda did not raise it a single penny for the 2025 model year, meaning you get extra range and extra power for no extra charge, and I really like that. How does it feel to drive the Honda Prologue for the last week? Well, it's been good. It's been really nice. I like the Honda Prologue. I like the EV Blazer as well. I think the platform's nice, the size is good, it's responsive, it makes decent power, and overall it's just a nice EV experience. Does it stand out in the crowd? Not really, but that's okay and pretty common to see with EVs. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me I have a completely digital gauge cluster. I think it's a little boring. However, boring can definitely be good, so that's not really a complaint. Okay, so I did discover something kind of cool about the gauge cluster. If you have the app on your iPhone, My Radar, this is what the app looks like. You can bring up your weather radar on your gauge cluster. This is super cool, but your phone has to be hooked up to Apple CarPlay, and you have to have the app My Radar. I was just randomly scrolling through and I found this, and I thought it was really, really cool. If you're a storm lover like me, that is very cool to keep an eye on. On the steering wheel, on the left, we have our cruise control, as well as our gap adjustment for the adaptive cruise, and off to the right, we have our heated steering wheel, Pages icon, and selectors, and we also do have volume and skip track around the back. We also have our regenerative braking paddle around the back. However, no matter how many times I've actually hit this, it doesn't seem to make a difference. Off to the left, we do have a climate control vent, power parking brake, sport button, lane keep assist, auto holding brake, and gauge dimmer switch. And moving on to the door, we have 2 levels of memory seats, lock and unlock, latch to get in and out, power mirrors, and power windows. Moving into the center, we do have our infotainment display. So while this is powered by Google, you'll find the same system in the Chevy products. This does have wireless Apple CarPlay, so they haven't gotten rid of that here for Honda. We also have ambient lighting control, which is really nice, and a 360 camera, which is certainly very helpful for parking. Down below, we have 2 climate vents as well as our climate controls. Absolutely love that Honda kept the physical climate controls. Now, of course, you will notice that these are borrowed from Chevy as well, but I like that they're physical. They're buttons, and they work so well. We also have heated and ventilated seats for the front 2 occupants. Down below, we have 2 USB-Cs as well as a 12-volt outlet, a giant open cubby space, and the cup holders. So we'll do a big freaking bottle test, but just like the 2024 and the ZDX that we tested, the Prologue gets a pass for the big friggin' bottle test. However, I do want to note, the big friggin' bottle test is kind of a tongue-in-cheek joke. It's not actually a way that I would buy a car or not buy a car. However, because these cup holders are so big, I actually kind of struggled with a regular water bottle. It does fit kind of loosely. So if that's important to you, if you drink a lot of Red Bulls, you might want to get a cup holder filler. Then we do have a wireless charger, center console, and the seats. The seats are heated, ventilated power, and memory, and I've really enjoyed them. I think these are very Honda. They feel very Honda, which has always been comfortable, but a little bit more rigid, which comes with the brand. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2025 Honda Prologue, and this is a big win in both senses of the word. The fact that I have a lot of space, but also it means a lot to automotive buyers. Knee room, fantastic. Headroom, pretty good. I am coming a little close to the ceiling. 5'11", not a small guy, but if I slouch down a little bit, which the seat in front of me gives me a lot of space to do, and I'm sorry, the sun is beaming right into my face, so I do have to put the sunglasses on. It works well. 5'11", not a small guy, and I have plenty of space back here. That's very nice to see. If you're a bigger person, or if you drive around bigger people, this is going to work out pretty well. We do have USB-Cs as well as a wall outlet down below. Some of that GM DNA slipping into the Honda. We have a center console with cup holders. That's pretty much it. It's not a very intricate back seat, but it offers a lot of great space and great features as the sun is now going away. So I can actually look at you, look at your beautiful eyes wherever you are and whatever screen you're watching this on. Let's hop into the back as the sun comes back. Let's hop into the back. God, this is really hitting me. Let's hop into the back and take a look at the cargo space. Right around the back of the Honda Prologue, we have a button here, and it is, of course, a power lift gate. Once we are back here, nothing really too crazy to write home about. Don't have any crazy features, no coffee makers or microwave ovens here today. We can lift this up. We get some added storage down below, some necessities for towing, front plate bracket, and things of that nature. We get nice LED lights, and we can put down the second row just like that. And if we come around from the inside, you can see that it does give you a relatively nice and flat loading floor, although it is sloping up front towards the driver. So right back up like that, nice, easy, simple. That's the cargo space. Come up here, hit the button, and let it do its thing. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I really like the look of the Honda Prologue. Now, it doesn't look very Honda, and that could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing, depending on how you're feeling. From the back, it straight up looks like a Range Rover. I actually pulled up behind a Prologue one time and thought it was a Range Rover until I saw the Honda badge, and I was like, oh, that's wild. So, it definitely does have a unique and interesting look that sets it apart from its siblings. This is also finished in North Shore Pearl, which is a $455 option, but I think it's worth every penny. It's new, hot, and happening, and I parked this at the airport for 2 days, and when I picked it up from valet, the guy looked at me and he goes, "Love that color, man. Love that color." And I said, "Yeah, it's pretty good." Which, in context, he probably thought it was my car, and that's kind of a weird thing to say, other than just like thank you or something. But you know, it is a good-looking car. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the Prologue for the last week? Well, it's been great. I've really enjoyed it. I think that this is a really good EV, and it sets out to do a task, and I think it accomplishes it very well. It's simple, it's easy, and if you're a fan of the Honda brand and want to get into EVs here in the US, it's your only option, but I think it's a good option. It's not too funky in any way. The door handles still operate as Honda door handles do. There's still physical climate controls. The seat buttons are still all in the same place that you would expect them to be. And I think a lot of EVs go overboard in trying to be cool, hip, and different because they charge a premium because of the battery technology. But I like having average, normal EVs that don't make you scratch your head every day of the week. I think the range is good, and so far the range has been pretty truthful, unlike what we saw with the Hyundai Ioniq 6 last week. Do I love it? Am I begging to find one under the Christmas tree this year? No, but I think it works really well. As an appliance vehicle, it does its job. And that's all I can really ask for from the Honda Prologue. And I think that the updates for 2025 are wonderful, especially given the fact that as of right now, Honda has not increased the price, but you get more range and more power for the same dollar. That is nice to see. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Honda for loaning me this Honda Prologue for the last 7 days. Huge thank you to Drive Shop for facilitating the cleaning and delivery of this vehicle, and of course, the Midwestern Automotive Media Association. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.